It is the last morning in Paris. I leave for Champagne country today. I'm going to Reims today. And I am all packed, the old trusty backpack, full of snacks, full of clothes, ready to go. Paid for most of the museums and things I wanted to do in Paris in advance because I knew that I wanted to do them, so I just booked them. Unlike the rest of this trip is mostly unbooked, but that's okay. So it looks like I'm spending about 31 bucks and 50 cents ish a day on food and souvenirs, which is a lot better than what I thought it was. In my head, anytime I get something in euros, I just double it. So in my head I was like, oh my gosh, Nicole, you're 5 days in, you're spending so much money. No girl, you're fine. You're so fine. And have a wine tasting later. Actually, it's a champagne tasting. I don't really know the difference, but that's okay. I'm gonna find out. And now I'm gonna shut up and drink this coffee because I do have a train to catch. Everything fits, but it does have a little bit of a heft. Not bad, but like a little heft. This is the fit. It's giving father. I'm at Gare de Metz to catch my train, and I finally have found some dairy-free food I can eat at these spots. But while I am starved, I have snacks to finish. So, hoping there's going to be some of that at the station when I get there for lunch, because I've got like some grapes and stuff I want to finish up before they go bad. I made it to Reims, or Rem, or however you say it, and there's hammocks in the parks. It's going to be another hot day, but the morning is beautiful, and it's the easiest train transfer I've ever had. They were literally just right across the platform from each other. No issues at all. My backpack is dropped off at the hotel, and today is going to be a relaxing day of strolling until my tasting in the evening. And I'm just gonna walk around and listen to birds, and it's just gonna be lovely. It's 9 in the morning and there's just like no cars. It's so quiet. Also, I think I've already lost my fan. I'm very excited. This cathedral has actual proper gargoyles instead of just grotesques, which I mostly only saw grotesques in Paris. Like, there were gargoyles as well, but you couldn't clearly see the drainage as well as you can in this one. So if you see up there, you can see where the water would drain from their mouths and then behind them. Because grotesques are at the top, like for the vibe, for the aesthetic, for like some protection, but gargoyles are water drains, pretty much. Forgive me if I am missing some other point of distinction between them, but you can see all of the little drains where they're lined up. Very cool, very cool. I wish it was like, I wonder like how much water is really draining from them, like if it rains a lot. Is that it, or is it only like certain seasons? Does water not drain from them anymore? I have questions. It's just such a pretty building. You can see there's more gargoyles. Maybe you can't see. Why am I blurry? All gargoyles are grotesque, but not all grotesques are gargoyles. It was bombed during the First World War. They were using it like as a hospital, and it got shelled. But still a very beautiful building. Like, I just can't get over the size of it. And it's interesting also, it's Gothic architecture. And the thing I like about seeing old churches is that the more you know about like the general design of them, when you walk up to a church you haven't seen before, you can start to kind of pick things out, which is like a puzzle and a little fun. I was right, it was bombed. Oh no, you've caught me finally checking into my hotel for a midday sunbreak. I finally found vegan food that I can eat. I almost said in Versailles. I'm in Reims. I was saying Reims. Someone said Reims. English, French, who knows? But I'm escaping the sun. I finally found food I could eat. And I got this like lemon poppy roll seed thing to go. So I'm gonna have that with a banana and a bit of water now, just as a little rehydration break. I've got the AC pumping and I'm going to hide for about an hour before I go outside again. This is a lovely, chill, relaxing day. Earlier I said, man, there's like no one on the streets. It's so empty. That's crazy. It's a bank holiday. So a bunch of the museums and things that I wanted to see are closed, but that's okay. Because I think I might just go sit out in one of those hammocks in the park and soak up the sun until my champagne tasting, and I'm just gonna read a book and just chillax. I've just been walking the streets and perusing, but it's like 32 degrees again today, so I'm gonna have my little snack, chill, and then go again. Another really fun part of traveling is I underestimate how many of these, or I overestimate how many bus tickets I need, and then I have extra when I leave. The other thing is sometimes you rely on waiting for a bus and you buy the tickets and then the bus never shows up, and now you gotta power walk to get there in time. Oh look, there's the bus. Fuck me. So we missed the bus. That's okay. If I walk fast, I should get 30 minutes inside the basilica. I fell asleep in the AC for like an hour and a half, so I'm a little behind schedule. My bad. I made it to the church in time, or the basilica rather, and I'm very glad that I did. It's not as ornate as the cathedral, but it was still beautiful nonetheless. I found it maybe a little more touching in a weird reason. I don't know. I can't explain it. It was just the stone. Maybe it was really hot outside and a little loud. And then when I went in, it was like cool and calm. I don't know. All I know is it's a very beautiful, very peaceful place. And they have these volunteer guides there that are so knowledgeable and so helpful. So just a lovely building. Just a lovely church. A lovely basilica. I would go back. It also looks like one of the museums that I wanted to visit that I thought was closed may have been open, may not have been. It closes in 5 minutes. Either way, it's too late for me to check it out. I'm still gonna go walk there because it is the place where the unconditional surrender of Germany was signed during the Second World War, like the initial draft of the document. It was ratified in Berlin. I might be hauling that out of like thin air. Maybe it's not Berlin. I don't remember off the top of my head. I'm here. I just bought a full bag of chips, Coke, Gatorade to try because I thought I had another hour and a half before my tour of the Champagne House. Turns out the Champagne House tour is in like 10 minutes and I'm 15 minutes away. So now I have to roll up with my hand full of snacks. A couple months to summer. Hi Mum, it is day 5 of my vacation. I just did a champagne tasting at Ruinart and it's a UNESCO World Heritage Site and I've not been killed yet and I hope you're having fun at home. Love you, see you soon. What a beautiful tour. The tour guide was so nice. Highly recommend it. The champagne was delicious. I so badly wanted to buy a bottle, especially they have this Millennium champagne, I believe it's called, that you can only purchase here. Now, due to global warming, you can't actually harvest them in October anymore. So global warming's affecting your champagne. It's affecting your alcohol. So the season is getting pushed back. So some champagne houses are buying land in England to start to try and extend the harvest season again. Ruinart is not doing that. They're trying to adapt with the climate change. But it was a very delicious bottle. We only had a little sip of that one, but it was very good. All of the wines I tasted were delicious. All the champagnes that I tasted were delicious. I did prefer the vintages over the normal, like that year sort of champagnes, but it's still a whole process. It takes years to make a bottle of champagne. I hadn't realized it actually took that long. And the reason I chose the Ruinart house was because its cellars are also a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Super cool. Where they hold all of their bottles in their cellars used to be a mine, a chalk mine. So they didn't dig those tunnels. They have always been there, well, since they were mining. And the guide was so knowledgeable, and she was so nice and lovely, and the group I was with was lovely, and the champagne was delicious. It's been a little minute since I've had champagne. It was so yummy. If my train ride was not at 8:40 tomorrow morning, I absolutely would have bought a bottle and just drank it. Just sat out somewhere in the sun. I did hide my Dorito bag of shame the entire trip. I've had a Gatorade and a lemon Coke in my pocket, or a lemon Pepsi. I don't even remember it that whole time. It's probably gonna explode when I open it. It is now warm. They're both warm. But what a beautiful way to end the day. I saw some beautiful churches. The weather is gorgeous, if a little hot. A little midday siesta. Read a book. Listened to a really interesting podcast about the history of Reims, or Rennes, whatever you want to call it. And then I'm going to make a quick dart over just to see the building where that surrender agreement was signed. Wish I could go into the museum, but it's also closed on Tuesdays. So even if I decided to miss my train and book a later train, I still wouldn't get to see it unless I spent an extra day in the region, and then I'd miss going to Luxembourg. I guess when I go to Strasbourg and Colmar, like, the train connection is honestly pretty close. I could change my ticket and come back up to see it, but then I would have less time there because I'm only there for a single day. So I don't think that one is going to happen. Unfortunate. Another thing I really love about being on vacation is, like, yes, I have places to be, but I just also, unless it's a timed entry, I'm not in a rush to get anywhere. So I just have a glance at the Google map, see the general direction it's in, and then I just walk. I look and it's like, oh, it'll take like 40 minutes to get there, and I just kind of walk in the vague direction for 30. And then I check the map and see how I'm doing, find things along the way. It's just so nice. I found so many cool things that way. I quite literally stopped to smell the roses. It also doesn't hurt that when you're trying to navigate in these big cities, there's usually some sort of tall landmark you can look for. And if not a tall landmark, some sort of historical something that there's always a bunch of signs pointing towards. So if a general idea of where you want to go in location to those things, it's not too hard to navigate without a nap. A nap? A nap? A map. You would never say I had a nap. Holy hell. I also love that no matter where you go, washing machines, laundromats, all the same. Makes life nice and easy whenever you have to wash your clothes when you're on vacation. Pro tip, if you're gone for 3 weeks, you don't need 3 weeks worth of clothes, just enough to wear for like 6-7 days. Wash it again. And then one might say to themselves, Nicole, it's 8:30, the sun is out, it's still like 25 degrees out, surely you have something fun planned for the evening. And I do, and it's called sleeping again, because my bedtime is at like 8:30. Sorry if future Nicole thinks that this is lame,
But present Nicole has blisters on both of her feet, and she was running in the heat to make it to her champagne tasting in time, and she's had 2 bottles of champagne, and the heat just takes it out of me. I feel like I'm geriatric, and it's not an early start tomorrow, but it's like a morning start. So shower, AC, pass out. Good plan. I've just realized I booked one of my trains for the wrong day, but I don't feel like fixing it right now. So that is officially becoming a tomorrow problem for Nicole in transit at like 9 a.m. because I have full faith in her. She's so capable. She's gonna get it done. She's gonna fix it all up for me because I am warm and lazy.